President Trump and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said last week that the United States is seriously considering blocking the popular social media app and site TikTok. Now, the administration says it's concerned about the app's growing influence on Americans and its ties to the Chinese government. Just last month, India banned the short-form video platform and 58 other Chinese apps, citing similar issues. Now, the app is in the process of being removed in Hong Kong as well. For more on all of this, we're bringing in Nick Thompson, who is the editor-in-chief of Wired and knows all things tech. Nick, it's great to have you speak with us on this issue. First of all, is this even possible? Can the United States, does it have the authority to block an app like TikTok?
Well, it actually does. It can do almost what it did to Huawei, which is it can put TikTok or ByteDance, the parent company that owns TikTok, on something called the Entity List in the Department of Commerce. And as with Huawei, that would make it incredibly hard for U.S. companies to do business with TikTok. And to get TikTok, you essentially need to do business with either Google or Apple because you need to be able to put it through the App Store onto your phone. So they could ban people from downloading TikTok. I don't know what that would do to people who already have it on their phone, though.
So that's a different issue for those who have already downloaded it, already use it. They might effectively be able to continue to use the platform.
Yes, it depends on the action the U.S. government takes. It depends on how sweeping it is. And it is also possible that the tech companies may say, well, wait a second, we don't want anything to do with this. We're just going to make it impossible for you to use the app. That would be a possible further consequence.
Well, there's also this question of why make such a move right now? Earlier this year, the federal government announced a formal review of ByteDance, as you mentioned, the parent company of TikTok, over the acquisition. Concerns, of course, over its fast-growing influence. That was January. That was last November. And then in January, you had the Pentagon telling all military personnel to remove the app, to not use it because of these concerns. Why do you think the Trump administration is figuring out if to ban the app outright now, if it's had these previous issues with it?
Well, the cynical answer would be this is a time of rising tension with China. It's a time where technology has become more of a punching bag in this great international debate. It's a time where one of the few issues where Trump is polling better than Joe Biden is on toughness on China. So that would be a cynical approach. The less cynical approach would be more information has come out about a lack of security in TikTok. There was a story maybe 2 weeks ago about the fact that TikTok on iOS was copying information on the clipboard, meaning that if you were in another app and you copied and pasted something, like a password or a note, TikTok was scraping that. Now, TikTok claims that was about spam protection, but it seems pretty creepy to me. So there are both legitimate reasons and purely political reasons why this is happening now.
And what has been ByteDance's response to these claims from the U.S. government?
They've said, not us. We're not close to China. We're not doing anything bad. We're just operating like everybody else. They even hired an American CEO from Disney. How could you be more American than hiring your CEO from Disney? They are desperate to not end up in the Huawei trap.
The DNC, the RNC, these are the Democratic and Republican committees. They've issued warnings to their own staff, their own campaign staffs about using this app before the conventions, citing some of the concerns we've been discussing. From what you've seen, okay, they've scraped, which we've seen and heard of many apps doing. Is there any indication that TikTok could be used to spread misinformation or something much more nefarious, let's say, than just picking up some data?
Well, TikTok can be used to spread misinformation just because any social network can be used to spread misinformation, right? You can do it on Facebook and Twitter. So the Chinese government or the Russian government could have a coordinated campaign on TikTok just as they do on other platforms. It's harder because that's not where we get our political news, but it's not impossible. The real risk would be if TikTok is actually sending information about users to the Chinese government, it is owned by a Chinese company, then you could have a real security concern. And if, in fact, it is taking secret information from people high up in the RNC or the DNC, then you do have a legitimate problem. My feeling is the security concerns are being hyped up a little bit, but I'm not totally convinced we're not going to have a real security problem with TikTok down the line.
You also wonder, considering how popular TikTok is with Gen Z, the cool dance moves and challenges they all put on there. I can barely keep up with this thing. That's how I know I'm a millennial. But they've been using this to speak out against political issues as well. How are the users responding, and might threatening a ban push more people to download the app before it happens and put more of a focus on how powerful the users are?
Yeah, the users of TikTok are extremely powerful. I was thinking about this in the context of, the Democratic convention and the Republican convention. You can imagine if one party says no TikTok, they'll actually be at a huge disadvantage. It means their supporters will be making memes of what happens at their convention. And any party, if it's the Republican Party and the president, that says no TikTok, you don't want a rebellion of people who are really good at memes and videos. You're going to get in all kinds of trouble. They already saw that, where users on TikTok may have played some role in screwing up Trump's speech in Oklahoma. So you have to be very wary when thinking through the consequences of banning TikTok. Maybe you get some points for being tough on China, but I think you'd probably rather have good memes.
Right. Don't kick the TikTok hive. Are you on TikTok?
Barely. I am. I posted my first TikTok about a week ago, but I'm mostly a lurker.
Yes, no, me too. I posted something, felt ashamed about it, put music over it, and I'm obsessing over my lack of views. So you know that we're the latecomers to this young person's party.
We're too old.
All right, Nick Thompson, editor-in-chief. Yes, we are. Nick Thompson, editor-in-chief of Wired. Thanks so much for speaking with us today.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure.
All right, we've got much